Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to discuss with the stability API. Obviously stability API is another type of tool that we can use in comparison to the OpenAI. Obviously this has also image text to image model that we are going to explore today. When you come to the stability API website over here, you can find the options of API. If you click the API option, you will be landing on this page in this section. If you click on this, you would be landing on this page. But before you move into this section, you have to first go to the FAQ section where you can check the authentication documentation. If you click on the authentication documentation, you will be moving into this section exactly, and from here you can Dream Studio. So you have to go to dreamstudio.ai to create your account. So you can see as I have created my account over here and I have got the API key. This is very straightforward. You just have to log in, and once you log in you get 25 credits, which is 125 images, right? If you can buy, it's very cheap in comparison to the OpenAI, but it is as useful as the as you can get on this one. So you have to copy the API key. Now before we go into this section, we have to move on to the REST API section, where if you wanted to know how we go to the REST API, you can click on the API again, and if you click on the REST API, you will be landing on this section. And here you can see the user, the engine, the generation. The user is how much balance do you have in your account, what are your account details. These are the APIs. The engine API is the list of engines that we have exactly. So what are the engines that are available and how it is processing with this. Okay, now in the generation API, this is where things get interesting, obviously. So the first thing is the text to image model. The text to image model, where you have to pass certain things here in the parameter, obviously, and you can see there is a lot of options that are given over here. So you can use this option to generate your image, scale, width, height, exactly. I will show you in the code, obviously, and sample, exactly. There are a lot of options on this. So if you scroll down a little bit, you can see there is a URL to this API, obviously, and where you have to send the payload. So let us see in the code how we are doing this. So I have two sections where it's text to image, exactly. This is the code we have, and I have NASA moon wallpaper. So let us see and generate if what does it generate. Let us see. It takes a little bit of time. It generates the image. Obviously, if you click on this, there is something like it has been generating. And obviously, if you are familiar with the OpenAI concept of DALL-E 2, you also know that whatever you write in this section, it will generate. And obviously, you can see I have passed a lot of options here. So the height, width, sample, steps, scale. The scale is the main thing, how much it should be scaling, the width and height, obviously. So these are the settings that I have found in their documentation, and I have added it. You can play with it, obviously. You can change the parameter and see how the image reacted on this parameter. And the API host is there, obviously. The engine is a stable diffusion v15 engine. The stability API key is the key that I am using, obviously. And I have set up a simple setup. This is a very simple code of Python that is running exactly, and it will generate your image. And if you go, I have generated one image. Now if you go into the platform, if you refresh this, just a little, you see my credit limit has been gone a little bit. Okay, so it is utilizing the limits, credit limits, and it is as much as you can generate. If you generate images, it will be reduced down to this section, obviously. Now there is one more API that I need to discuss, is that the image to image API. Is that this is an API that modifies the text form on basis of the image base, image to image API, and this has certain parameters. Obviously this is something with a different one. Okay, so let us see how it is working on this, the image to image API. Okay, another image has been generated, and if we see this image, so this is something that we have. So it takes the first image and modified with your words. Now this is interesting, something very interesting. So in this section where it takes the initial image, I was created an image with the moon on the NASA. It takes the first image and it do wordings with this with the text. So here is the parameters that you can, the image strength, the image mode, the image text form, the scale, the guidance, the sample, the steps. Obviously rest of the code is same. You have to change the payload, and the bearer token is the same. The stability API key is the bearer token here, exactly, and it has the same URL, same engine ID. So everything is same over here. Now if you go into this section, you can see what else parameter you can send, and you can play around with. It is a very useful thing, and in terms of the money also, I think this is very much cheaper compared to the OpenAI. So you can try a lot with these things, and you can explore these things. There are a couple of extra APIs also. The image to image upscale, this is an API that is very useful. If you have a smaller image, it can upscale the image, obviously. So you can send the width of this image and the height of the image, how bigger you want it. So it will upscale the image that you are posting out, and you can play with these things. And this is a beautiful thing to do with the stability API. It was beautifully explored here and beautifully documented, obviously. So thank you for watching my videos. If you like my videos, do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.